Promoting physical activity play in a rural preschool through the service learning project, outdoor playing and learning. Contemporaneity is characterized by speed, superficiality, and individualism oriented toward the pursuit of pleasure. Moreover, there is a generalized lack of motivation where apathy does not appear as a defect in socialization, but as a new socialization installed in indifference. In this scenario, major changes have occurred in the dimension of the child's act of playing. The act of playing is part of the construction of the self and is open to society's influence. I suppose that it is up to institutions, and each one of us, to redesign the act of playing, since play offers opportunities to move beyond existing ways of being, to transform structures and cross borders. So the key question is, what can we do to address the great challenge that we are facing nowadays? Or even more specific, how can we contribute to rescue the physical active play for children? We have created an open course, service learning, building bridges and transforming realities in rural community under the scope of the Erasmus Plus project Rural SCL. The service learning methodology was applied involving 17 students from Higher School of Education of the Polytechnic Institute of Viana do Castelo in Portugal. Higher education students and teachers challenged the rural school community of Santa Maria Gerais do Lima Kindergarten in Dião, which distance 15 kilometers from the Higher School of Education, to rethink their playground, to promote a more inclusive, creative and active outdoor space, where the project Outdoor Play and Learning emerged. Why did we choose this project to rescue the physical active play for children? Firstly, service learning is a teaching methodology of civic engagement which intends to involve a social action for a public purpose in a local community. Secondly, it is widely recognized in the literature that play is fundamental for children's development, learning, health, either physical or mental, and quality of life. Play enables children to engage and interact in the world around them as they create, explore, and master the world, conquering their fears, developing new competence, enhancing confidence and resilience. Thirdly, and despite all this knowledge, over the last decade, several epidemiological studies have reported preschool children generally exhibit low levels of physical activity and high levels of sedentary behavior. This isn't a new concern in itself. There has been an increasing worldwide prevalence of childhood overweight and obesity, which in part is due to reduction of children's active playtime. Fourthly, and without any doubt, school is the environment in which children spend most of their time. In that sense, outdoor play must be promoted in contrast with indoor play, especially in this pandemic time where everyone is encapsulated somewhere. Fifth, we had the opportunity to design and implement these projects due to the Rural SCL project. Development of each project comprises several stages inherent to the service learning methodology. After higher education students had a theoretical approach to the concept and basic principles of the service learning methodology, they visited an educational context of the rural community of Dião, Santa Maria Gerais do Lima Kindergarten. To identify the school community's need, higher education students registered observations of the playground characteristics and children's social and motor behaviors during free outdoor play. And it also dialogues with children in the classroom about the needs and the expectations of their playground, asking children to draw their insights. Students shared and discussed their solutions with the preschool educational community, and 3 ideas emerged that aim to enrich the school's outdoor space, namely constructions of an outdoor kitchen, construction of animals and car with recycled material and tires, and introduction of games on the playground floor. In this slide, we present some photos of the implementation of this service learning project. We highlight that preschool children, together with the pedagogical staff of the kindergarten, helped to paint the multicolor playground markings on the floor by finishing some details, and even created utensils for the kitchen. The last stage of the service learning projects took place on May 28th, the World Play Day, gathering all the intervenient to celebrate and evaluate the achievements of the project, and where higher education students helped the children to explore games and materials introduced in the playground. Regarding limitations of these service learning projects, we can say that it was high time consumption, great deal of work from everyone involved, difficulties in reconciling the time needed to carry it out together with other professional duties, difficulties in terms of mobility around the rural areas, but more importantly is that these service learning projects, in a way, help to unravel a little bit the implications that contemporary society features bring to children's overall development, since the proposed aim was achieved. It created a great impact regarding the importance of play in children, pedagogical staff of the kindergarten, parents, higher education students and teachers. It also reinforced the engagement of students, institutions and community. And one of the greatest achievements of this service learning project is the fact that higher education students realize that people forget or do not know about the daily problems of communities, even of their own community. On the one hand, made them learn that there is much to improve in the world and that change begins in each one of us. And on the other, made them aware of the fact that service learning projects had and will always have a great weight in each one of the intervenants, since it changed the world, each one played the world. It is also important to highlight that these service learning projects contribute to the development of transversal skills on higher education students, such as problem solving, communication, teamwork, critical and creative thinking. As a result, we stress the increase of opportunities for implementing other service learning projects in the future with the community. Finally, it should be noted that this project also contributed to achieving some sustainable development goals and targets. Overall, this project empowered the participants and highlighted the idea that school is a privileged place to promote meaningful learning and an agent of change for global citizenship and sustainable development. The physical active play is necessary for a child to build their developmental process with serenity, and thus each one of us has the responsibility for providing ideal conditions for that. It's time for us to align ourselves with society's global challenges and contribute to the resolution of concrete social problems. It's time to change the way we interact the world, to engage with our communities, to help our communities, to allow children to play, to make a world a better place.